Hi everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing really good. Today we have a very nice project, but first I wanted to show you around in my little studio. It's little, but nice and comfortable. My wife decorated it for me because I'm a terrible decorator. So let's look around. Okay, we begin with this wall. My wife put up a painting I did when I was only 17 years old in 1979. I know it's a long time ago. I painted it from a photograph. I don't know the photographer. And then over here I have some lights that I got at Walmart. I like them a lot because they put off a nice glow. And great for filming, great for artwork. And I put daylights in them. Let's see. Over here on this wall she put a map of the world. And I think that's very appropriate because we love to travel. And let's see, I'll zoom in over here. This is one of my favorite countries right there. Questo è il mio paese preferito, Italia, Italy. Great people, great food, beautiful language, great architecture. It's a great place to visit. Let's see. Over here, my wife put this really bright couch that turns into a bed if you need to. Beautiful, huh? I'm glad she decorated. Over here I have one of my guitars and the amp in case I need to take a break from painting and play a little guitar. I'm not very good at it. It doesn't come easy to me like art does. I struggle with music. Over here, let's see, let me sit down. Over here we have, my wife put just a little box and a family photo there. Scented wax, a little clock, just decorative. Okay, on this side we have antique table that we found, and we got a really great price on it. The antique store was going out of business and let us have it at a very good price. And over here to the right are some of my brushes. I can't have enough brushes. A cute little holder there that we got in IKEA. My daughter painted it. A photograph of my mom. Little canisters with, again, brushes, knives, markers, palette knives, a little holder, and up here, just some cute decorative things. Some paints there, more as decorative. My daughter Aubrey painted this painting that she was copying it from another artist, and so she's learning and she's doing really, really great. Here, let's see if I can zoom in on this. It's my wife and I dancing a long time ago together. And limoncello from the Amalfi Coast. Very delicious. Over here, I have a little rolling stand where I keep my paints, chemicals, different things I need. It's handy because you can just roll it around very easy. So that's basically it. And then she decorated with a really nice carpet there. So now let me find you a spot here and let me show you the painting that we are going to paint. And it's going to be beautiful, and I know because I already painted it yesterday. So here's the image. Let's get started. Okay, everybody, we're ready to paint. And usually I mix the colors in front of you, but since I took so long with the intro, I thought I would just show them to you. Here they are. I have titanium white, Van Dyke brown, raw umber, raw sienna, and this one is, what is this? Burnt sienna, raw sienna, yellow ochre, Naples yellow, Windsor orange, cadmium red light, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and dioxazine purple. and I mix them ahead of time, my main colors, and then from there I intermix depending on what I want. So you see I have my light colors, my medium colors, and then the dark colors. So let's start off. Why don't we start with the top? Okay. I've already put some color in the background just to help me gauge the inside colors. We'll start off here with highlights. Some of the lighter colors. So one of my students had painted this painting in class, and she did a super job. Super job. One of her, I don't know, friends or relatives had taken the photograph, and so I asked if I could use it for my YouTube video, and they said yeah. There's some color going up here. We come around with the lighter colors. If you don't mix your colors ahead of time, you really should try it. I feel it almost like it almost gives you more time to paint. Okay. So most of these whites is not just pure white, but some of them have a little bit of blue in them, a little bit of yellow. And so that's why you see I had mixed some various tones, various shades too. Okay, let's continue. We have the top part there. And we'll continue downwards. We will have a transition color. As you know from my videos, I'm always talking about transition colors. Colors that introduce the next color. So here we have a little introductory color there. All right, we have some nice dark colors here that we will work downwards. I said that I really love donkeys, and it's true, they're beautiful animals, and there's all kinds of varieties of them. They seem very intelligent. They like to be around people. They like company. And they're so curious also. All right, we have some little patterns here. See, this color I'm applying right now, it's a little tense, more towards green-gray. And there's some little shapes here. We'll put the little shapes. All right, we'll continue there with our darker shapes in here. Let's see, it goes that way, this way. Sometimes when you're doing a painting and it looks like it's super complicated, you first look at it, it looks very complicated. What you can do is just take a section at a time, like you hear about the term baby steps, and that's what it is. You just tackle one thing, pretend, like here, it's almost like pretending there's only an ear, that's it. I only have to do an ear. And then once I get past that, then I move on. Let's see, there's little bits of pink here, pink, orange. Oh, yes, it's coming along. We're going to scoot on the top here. One thing I would recommend, especially for more beginning artists, is that if you have not learned about cool colors and warm colors yet, either look it up, check somebody's videos, or maybe get some information on it, because they really will help you in color mixing and application of color. Plus, your paintings will come out more interesting if you are familiar with that. Oops, a little transition color here. All right. We will scoot on over to this one, basically the same thing, right, as we did before. We'll take the highlights and move along downwards. Okay. Next sections, we have some little bit of orange browns here. Thank you all very much for watching my channel. Sometimes I'm amazed that people even find this interesting. I mean, it's interesting to me, but I do appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Let's see. Over here, we're starting to head into transition colors. Takes a turn here. Some of you might be wondering why I paint on a colored canvas. The reason why is because your eye perceives colors better on a colored canvas. I don't know if your teacher ever told you that, but it's true. You perceive colors better and faster. So if you've never done it, try it on your next painting. And more than likely after that, you'll never go back to using a straight white canvas. You ever wonder, why didn't anybody ever tell me about this before? Okay, and some shadows here. And we got a little light. Let's see over here. Not much, just a little bit of light. Let's put a little extra on the right on the edge. We'll move downwards. Well, again, one of the reasons I can paint so fast is because I've already, at the beginning of my painting, I've already studied the image, the photograph. I've already pre-mixed a lot of my basic colors. Because imagine if I had to, in each section I stop and mix this color. Now I stop and mix this color. Now I stop and mix this color. Now I stop and mix this color. It's too much. We're moving right along here. Let's see, this one is a little on the blue side. Since we've done that, we can scoot over here to, this side of the forehead, I guess. Some of you might be wondering what kind of paints I use. Truthfully, I don't stick with one particular brand. If the brand is good quality, I look for what colors interest me in that particular brand. In some companies, I might love their cadmium red light, and other ones I might love their manganese. Yeah, so if they make beautiful colors, that's what I like. I'm not after the brand necessarily. Okay, right here we're going to put a little bit of, again, transition colors. Let's see. Some here. Some here. I think we're almost ready to move down the forehead. We're almost ready to move down the forehead. So let's do that. I was talking about sections. I think what I'm going to do on the forehead is this part right here is basically lay down one color and then go back and add the extra little colors that it contains. So let's do that. This is part of what I was telling you earlier about taking a section and concentrating on it. Some people that paint are all over the board, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I do that. If I get bored with one section, I will move on for a while somewhere else. This color I'm putting on right now, you don't see too much because it's kind of similar to the background color. Now let me tell you two things. First, the color that I just put on, I didn't put on the edge because on the edge it was stronger, lighter color, and I don't want the underneath color to bother it. And then the rest here, now that I've applied it, I'm taking a little bit off. How come? Because I only want a thin layer there. That's a thin, thin layer. Why? The reason why is because the colors that I'm going to put on right now, I don't want thick paint under them. If I have thick paint under them, then I won't be able to control them as much. Just like to stand out just a little extra there. Okay, let's move on. I want you to notice something, that when I'm working the brush, I don't use it in just one angle. I'm always turning it. Turning. Like when I was coming down here, sometimes I went this way, sometimes I turned it this way, depending on what I needed to do at that moment. Now that I have color here, I'm going to take a little bit and pull it. Now I made some more colors that have like a little bit of light brown with a little bit of purple in it. Generally, you don't use just gray, like a neutral gray, but color. Look for color. Color's more interesting. Now look what I'm doing here. I'm barely touching it. Almost up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You see that? I'm going like this. I know. Funny noises. That's kind of to give the impression of fur. There's a little clump of fur right about here. At first, when I saw this, I thought it was the eye, but it's not the eye. It's just fur. Over on the right side of the forehead, we continue with the shadows, but this shadow is a different color. See, I made it with a touch of green, blue in it. Follow the shapes. What am I missing now? I am missing light. Let's put some light in it. This time the light when I'm using, let me show you my palette again. I keep talking about it. Okay, look. Right now I'm going to use this one that's a little more on the pink side. But I'm always switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So let's grab some of that pink color. Now I'm going to switch to another one. That was the light blue one I'm going to switch to. I'm going to make it just barely like, almost like a blue-green, light blue-green. Again, I'm using that stroke I mentioned earlier, where I'm touching up and down, turning. Okay, good. I think we're ready to move on to the frontal part of the face. All right, we're back. I took a little break, and we'll work now on this left side here. Excuse me. On this left side, we have some colors that are in the umber family. By umber, I mean like greenish brown. Coming over here, we have some warmer browns. So you can probably see the difference, right? This is greenish tone. This is a little bit more red. Let's see, the eye's going to be right over here. See, sometimes like here the shape goes this way, so my brush strokes are in that direction. All right. We're almost finished with this section. Oh no, the eye. For the eye, I'm going to use a smaller brush. Okay. All right, we have light right here. This part here, the hair goes upward. See, since I have this dark spot right there, and now that I just put the light in, it helps it to stand out more. I'm painting flat. Usually I don't paint flat, but for the camera, just a better angle for the way the camera's set up right now. Over here, these up here I put a warmer shadow, and down here we have a little bit of a cooler shadow. Let's set the light here right on this edge. Bits of pink and white. can't forget our highlight right here. Highlights are always one of the funner parts of painting. There's a light there, little shapes here and there. I think that's pretty much it. All right, we come down here to the jaw. So you can see I'm always switching between colors all the time. I usually will not take one color and keep painting with it. I'm switching, switching, switching. In the nose area, there seems to be a little bit of blues and purples. So let's put some in there. If you've mixed a color and you realize that it's just a bit too strong, one option you could do is look at your color wheel, if you have one, and mix a little bit of the opposite color into it. And you will see it will tone it down just a little bit. Now I know I'd make it look easy, right? But it does require work, and it requires a lot of time and practice, observation. Some of my work even begins before I've even put one stroke down, and that is to study the painting or the photograph. Little light right there on the edge. Let's put it stronger. So a little bit of shape right here. And I think we're ready to move on to the nose. I'm not sure what the proper name of it is. But we'll put a little transition color here. Start coming around. need to put in the nostril. Let's see, here we go. Well, one thing that I'll probably do too is right here on this edge is just put a little bit of a lighter color there. So let's try that. We'll put a little bit of edge right here. Okay. There we go. See, that is better. It gave it more of a round shape in that area. Okay, and so the rest, what I'm going to do now, I think that's it for the face, basically. What I'm going to do now is paint just a little bit of this area, and really it's repeating a lot of what I've already taught you. So I'll do that. I'll paint that, but in the fast speed. Okay, I think we're done with our donkey, and he came out really cute. Really, really cute. I hope you liked the lesson, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. And check out the link below to see more of my artwork. And thank you so much for spending a little time with me. We'll see you next time.